Once upon a time, in the heart of a snowy kingdom, a queen sat by her window sewing. As she stitched, she pricked her finger, and a drop of blood fell onto the white snow on the windowsill. She looked out and whispered, "I wish for a daughter, with skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony." Her wish came true. Soon after, a baby girl was born, and they named her Snow White. But sadly, the queen died shortly after, and the king remarried a woman who was beautiful, but cruel and full of envy. The new queen possessed a magical mirror. Every day she asked it, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?" And the mirror always answered, "You, my queen, are the fairest of them all." But as Snow White grew, her beauty blossomed, radiant, pure, and kind. One day the mirror gave a different answer. "Queen, you are fair, it's true, but Snow White is even fairer than you." The queen's heart filled with jealousy and rage, and end her life. She could not bear to be second in beauty. The queen ordered her huntsman to take Snow White deep into the forest. But as he raised his knife, Snow White looked into his eyes, innocent and terrified. The huntsman's heart broke. He dropped his knife and whispered, "Run, Snow White, run far into the forest. Never return." She ran through the dark woods, frightened and alone, until she stumbled upon a tiny cottage hidden among the trees. Inside the cottage, everything was small. Tiny chairs, tiny beds, tiny dishes. Exhausted, Snow White fell asleep across several little beds. When the sun began to set, the 7 dwarfs returned home. They were shocked to find a girl in their house. But when she woke up and explained what had happened, the kind-hearted dwarfs welcomed her. She promised to cook, clean, and take care of the home if she could stay. From that day, Snow White lived happily with the dwarfs in the forest, away from the queen's evil eyes. But the queen hadn't given up. Her mirror again revealed the truth. Snow White lives with the dwarfs, beyond the hills, and she is still the fairest of all. The queen was furious. She brewed a powerful potion, disguised herself as an old peddler woman, and set off into the forest with a poisoned apple. She reached the dwarf's cottage and offered the apple to Snow White. "Just one bite, my dear. It will make your dreams come true." Trusting and kind, Snow White took the apple, and the moment she bit into it, she collapsed to the ground. When the dwarfs returned home, they found Snow White lying still and cold. They cried bitterly, but no spell could break her deep sleep. They couldn't bury her. She was too beautiful. So they built a glass coffin and placed it in the forest, surrounded by flowers. Every day they came to mourn her, hoping for a miracle. One day, a prince was riding through the forest and saw the glass coffin. The moment he looked at Snow White, he felt something stir in his heart. "She is the most beautiful soul I've ever seen," he whispered. He gently kissed her forehead, and then something magical happened. Snow White's eyes fluttered open. The spell was broken. She was alive. The dwarfs danced with joy, and the forest filled with light. Snow White thanked them all with love and tears. The prince asked for her hand in marriage, and together they returned to the kingdom. Snow White forgave the past, but the evil queen disappeared forever, never to be seen again. Snow White and the prince were married in a grand celebration, and they lived happily ever after. Moral of the story: jealousy and vanity lead to darkness, but kindness, courage, and love can break even the deepest curse.